What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Jay-Z Bottom Lip. I wanted to address a few things, and I'm also going to come off a little disrespectful, and I choose to be disrespectful, but I also come with good intent. At the end of the day, I still want more people to play this game. I still want you guys to enjoy the game, and I still want to see more people grow within this community. With that being said, I also have to let you guys know, you guys is not that nice at this game. You guys fundamentals suck. Your creativity is ass. You guys don't know how to lab. You don't know how to lab situations and scenarios. You don't know what RPS are. You don't know what mental stacks are. You don't know how to shimmy. You don't know how to fuzzy, OS duck. You don't even know how to option select multiple layers. You don't know how to lab layers. You don't know how to play multiple characters, so you don't know how to lab those characters and scenarios and situations. You don't know how to see what you're watching, mimic it, and then also put it into your own play style. You guys have so many things in particular that you struggle at, but yet you want to judge me based off of what I think is top tier, low tier, mid tier, whatever the case may be. You guys hear the word mid and automatically assume that means ass. You also have to realize that every character in this game is liable. Every character in this game can be very strong. They might have tough matchups, but it does not mean they're ass at this game. For an example, Havoc might be one of the quote unquote worst characters in this game. Just because you hear the word worst does not mean he is ass. For that being said, he has really good matchups. And then on top of that, if you don't know how to play mental stacks, if you don't know how to take your turn back, if you don't know how to understand when someone is plus, what they're guaranteed and what they're not guaranteed, you're going to get abused by that character. He is an abused character. He's also a rush down character. He's a harasser. With that being said, you guys don't even understand what makes a character good. You also don't know what makes a character bad. You don't know the pros and cons to each character individual. You don't even know what cameo is good with that character. All you do is mimic and see what other people are doing, and you do the exact same thing. You can't even break down why this team is good together. All you can do is see what other people are doing and say, okay, I see what they're doing. This is very strong. This has to be what everyone else is doing. I'm going to do that as well. And then when you start winning with that team, you think you're good. No, you didn't come up with that team. You don't understand the concept of that team, and then on top of that, a lot of you players that play these teams, you still suck. So it's not really the issue. The issue is you guys don't know the game itself. And then the last thing I'm gonna say is most of the people who have anything to say about what I'm doing or my opinion about things, you guys just get into Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat's the only fighting game you guys are barely decent at. The last fighting game that you guys think are really good was MKX. And even then, there's multiple fighting games that's beyond MKX that are still alive today that came out around the time of MKX that has a bigger crowd. That should tell you something about it. And then on top of that, the community is ass. The community is trash. The community always has something toxic to say. The community doesn't support anyone. The community always has so many things in particular that's wrong with them. But we're not going to go into that. We're not going to go into that at all. Today, I wanted to do something that I told myself that I was never going to do. So since we got all that out the way, again, like I said, my goal is to still help you guys get good at this game, regardless of the things that I said. I mean what I said, but at the end of the day, I still want to see you guys grow. I still want to see you guys get good at this game. For me in particular, I know a lot of people have been saying that I should play in tournaments. You guys want to see me play in tournaments. I'm not having fun with the game. It's in a state of like, I'm not really enjoying it because every meta or every patch or so, there's always a cameo that people are abusing. It's never like people are trying out different teams and this team is strong, like Quan and Frost is in grand finals, or like we're still seeing Peacemaker with a certain team in particular. All we're seeing is like fair. People just doing 50-50s, getting damaged off, and it's real easy. You don't really have to think too hard. Eventually someone's going to get hit by it. You capitalize off of it. It's boring. It's trash. That's not fun. It has no creativity. No one's doing something different. We're all doing the same thing. So again, I'm not having fun with the game. But I still want you guys to enjoy the game and have fun with it as well. I know there's people out there that probably just play the game, just play Combat League, also just to beat their friends, probably compete, so on and so forth. With that being said, if you're competing, play with meta. Also have fun with the game as well. If you're just trying to beat your friend, I can help you do that as well. I can also tell you that try to have fun with that as well. At the end of the day, just have fun with the game and enjoy it for what it is. That's the #1 goal. Again, I have multiple assets. I do a lot of other things as well. I don't care about YouTube. I do it because it's fun. It's something that I like to do. And then on top of that, it also helps me do things that I lack, which is like write things down. I struggle with writing things down, but the more I make these videos, the more I write down. And then on top of that, I also think about throughout the day how I'm going to explain things and gather my thoughts rather than just hopping on and blurting out a lot of things that I want to say. Like, I wanted to come off very disrespectful. There's a lot of things that I want to say. I also redid this video because I felt like the last one I did was very disrespectful. So in advance, I wanted to apologize because I come in good arms. Like, I mean well, basically, lack of better terminology. So yeah, anyway, let's get right into this video. We are at 5 minutes right now, so I apologize for talking your ear off. You guys can skip through it. I'll also have a timestamp at the bottom where you can skip all this, but for all those who listen, you the man. Anyway, I wanted to explain to you guys really quick on why I said what I said about my tier list, and we're not going to go into depth, but I'm just going to explain to you really quick on my opinion about my tier list. Again, you guys can basically, this is how I'm gonna do it from now on, because I told myself I wasn't gonna ever read the messages again, because a lot of times you guys are saying shit that's like, it's not even for open discussion. You're saying things like, oh, this is trash, and it's not really there for me to really like explain things. The best thing that I can do for those who really care about this game and want to get good at it, ask questions. Ask, why is Johnny so low? I thought Johnny was a high tier character. Do you care to explain to me on why you think that Johnny is mid? And then once I tell you, be like, okay, I can see what you're coming from. Don't say that doesn't make sense or that's trash. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. It's my opinion. It's how I feel. It's my truth. You can't say anything different. I'm a better player than most of you players. I would dog you with one of the worst characters in the game. There's a lot of fundamentals that you guys lack, so we're not doing all that. But there is still don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of good players in Mortal Kombat that are very strong, that probably would give me a run for my money, if not probably beat me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not coming off as like I'm the best player alive. I'm just saying that a lot of you players would have a hard time playing against me just because of the mental stacks that I'll put you in. But besides the point, right? Let's get right to this, because I'm gonna just ramble, and I've been sitting on this for a very long time. Ever since I made the video about what's the character name? Scorpion, and I made a tier list about Scorpion, and people were talking that shit. I wanted to make a video a long time ago, and I made one, but I deleted it. Anyway, I'm loading up the video so I can explain everything to you, so on how this works. All right, let's see my tier list. Okay, all right, let's just go straight down the line. Katana. Let's get Katana, and then we go get Liu Kang. I'm gonna explain these characters very quick, because I haven't ate yet, and I just got off from a 13-hour shift, and I'm very tired, and I also want to meditate, and I also got to study as well. Anyway, all right, so really quick, boom. So this character is very strong. A lot of times, right? I'm gonna say this really quick. A lot of times people think that having 50/50s, and I mean, not having 50/50s is a hinder to that character in particular, but you can always look at other characters in particular on how they play to understand that they're still strong. For example, people were saying that my tier list was messed up a long time ago with Scorpion being top 10, and they saying that he couldn't be top 10 just because he doesn't have a lot of winning matchups. He doesn't have 50/50s. Well, I'm gonna give you an example of a character who doesn't have winning matchups but has 5-5 with the whole cast, and the only character I think that she could go like 6-4 with was probably Havoc. Tanya's Havoc is probably like, that's a rough one if you're playing against a real strong Tanya and they're playing a mental stack off of it. It can be very tough. But the crazy thing is, if you're playing against a good Havoc that understands Tanya in the matchup, this character will do dumb damage to you, outspace you, and frustrate you. But regardless of the fact, Tanya is the character in the game that goes 5-5 with the whole cast. She does not have a winning matchup. She can never ever be top tier. Why? Because she doesn't have a winning matchup. In order for a character to be top tier, it has to have more winning matchups than 5-5 matchups. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with my opinion. That's just what it is. Also on the contrary, there's a character in MK11, Scorpion. He went 5-5 with the whole cast, but I also felt like that character was top tier if you changed up some of the tools that he had. But it would be hard because you would have to learn how to hit confirm off of 4-3, and a lot of people didn't know how to hit confirm off of 4-3. The only person I know that practiced hit confirm off of one button was Avert. I literally watched his stream where he was doing that, but other than that, I've never seen anyone else play off of it. A lot of times people play on stand 2-1, 4-3, trying to just stagger a lot of times, but hit confirm off a button and like spacing is crazy strong with Scorpion. But anyway, So I said all these things to say that Tanya does not. I mean, Katana does not need a lot of 50-50s in order to open you up. She has really good stagger games. She's a whiff punishing character. She's a counter type character. So her whole goal is to counter type you. So like whiff punishing is a counter. Blowing you up for like jumping or things in particular. Her spacing is really strong. Her footsies are very strong. This tool right here is insanely strong. This is a move that is really good for I guess you could say like auto spacing, but it's really good for like footsies and stuff. So like you can throw this out. If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't hit, then you know your opponent is a little out of your range. This is really strong. Even if you whiff it, they don't have enough time to like react and be like, oh, it whiffed, and then jump and then punish you. By the time that they jump and realize it, you'll be throwing stand 2 and then you'll be anti-airing. Her back 2 is very strong. It's a mid. It's also -7. A lot of times people don't react to it because of the mental stack she has behind it. She can do things like this. She can do things like this. She can do this. She can do this. She can do this into cameo or something like that if she really wanted to. She can also do like back 2 and then stagger it. She can even do it at a certain range where you can't even poke her out of it. If she does it from max range, like right there, you see how it's -5. You can change the active frames up. I mean, because the active frames is 3, you can change it to 5 depending on the range and the hurt box, the hitbox of it. This is very strong as well because if your opponent tries to counter poke off of it, they can't because of how close it is. I mean, how far away you can make it. So like right here, you can whip punish them like that. Another character that can do that is Tanya. I'm pretty sure there's other characters that can do it, but Tanya and her is like the ones I'm really familiar with. And what I mean by that is if you do if you do back 2 close up, you don't have enough time to back up because it's -7. But if you do it from max range, you can whip punish your opponent and it becomes very strong. You can even do like strings like this. You can whip punish your opponent, but like I said, if you do it too close, then you can't really back up. Is really hard. So if you're playing against Katana and she's playing off of max range spacing, understand that she's trying to whiff punish you. This is a layered and a mind stack, a mental stack that most people don't understand is happening to them, and this is how you get opened up, and this is why you're trash. On top of that, I'm gonna make a video on how to counter this character because there's a whole bunch of things that she gets away with, like that right there. She can do things like this and like blow you up for it, like this. And then like whatever the combo is, right? She can do things like that. She also has this, which is plus. She also has setups that she can do with this right here. What the hell is this string? This right here. She's plus off this, so she can do like certain setups into grabs that guarantees it. Even if you like delay wake up, she also gets really good damage. She gets 40% off of 1 bar. She can even get 40% meterless. She also has multiple cameos that allow her to play the way that she wants to play. She's not restricted to one way that she wants to play. She also can play up close. She can also play further away. She can play out spacing, and she can play at max range because she can also zone you. So she's literally chipping you out slowly. She also has multiple ways to chip you out. Even if up close, she can do it with Cyrex. She can also do it with Jax. She can also do it with Kano, and don't even get me started on Kano. I showed my stream a couple things that you can do with Kano. Oh my god! But that's another story. I think that Katana Kano is going to be a strong team if you want to play rush down heavy with her and be able to play off of spacing. Oh my god! But no one's going to hear what I got to say. But anyway, that's Katana. Now let's go straight to Liu Kang. So Liu Kang is very strong. Everyone already knows he has really good strings. He also has a 6-frame startup, so he can punish a lot of moves that's -7, which are like most characters. And on top of that, like her back one, what I just showed you, if she does it up close, he can actually punish it. He can punish Shang Tsung. He can punish Kung Lao. He can do a lot of things in particular that other characters can't do. So he's strong in that asset. He also has a lot of plus strings and a lot of strings that are like -3, -2, -1, +2. He also has a good down 3, that's really good for auto spacing, auto footsies. He also has really good stagger game that he can go into a grab with. He can also get combos off of his grabs. He also has really good shimmy game. He also has a really good down 3 that allows him to go on 4-4 or stagger into stand 1 that makes him plus, especially on hit. He just creates so many mind games and mental stacks that he puts you in, and he can open you up easily. He also gets dumb damage off of just an easy B&B combo. He also has really good zoning. He also has really good spacing. He also can do multiple things as far as like zoning you out. Like I can't do it like low like everybody else, but you know that move in particular right there. He also has a fireball that can go through your projectile as well, which is really strong. He just has so many things in particular that just are insanely strong about this character. He also has this string right here that has literally no gap, and if you try to armor there, you would die. He can also do it into Kano, and then he can like keep his turn back after it, which is also very strong as well. Let's move on. that itself should be enough for you. All right, so now we're going to talk about Nitara, and then we're going to talk about Sindel. I'm moving super fast because I'm at 14 minutes and I'm not trying to make this video too long. So again, I apologize if I'm rambling. I've been wanting to talk about this for a minute, but yeah. All right. Nitara is probably the most simplest one to talk about. We can also talk about the simple fact that Farah is really strong right now. She's able to get a combo off of the low and a overhead. I could see if it was just the overhead or the low that you get a combo off of, but you get a combo off of both, which is very preferable for this character because she's able to get dumb damage off of her BNBs now. She also can spin a bar and get over 50% with Farah. She can also get 50% with Scorpion. She can only get 50% by herself now, even if she wanted to play with Sub-Zero. She has so many cameos in particular that she's really good with now. She also has this move in particular that I think is actually dumb that they allowed this right here. This is an auto string. So and what I mean by this is that if any part of the string hits, you can actually, like, if she got hit by the last part of it, you can cancel this into this, and if they get hit by the last part, you can just do dive kick on reaction if they get hit. So it's in my opinion, I don't think she needs this. I think this is what made her really dumb in my opinion, and what made her really strong is because I think this is like the only string in particular, maybe this string as well. Yeah, you can kind of like OS that one kind of, but the big one that you can kind of OS this string right here, I think this is really dumb because she can always go fly and then she can fly away and whatever. And it's like an OS, a really strong OS, because then she can make herself safe or she can get combos off of it. That's just my opinion. And then this right here is also dumb because that gels, and then she can do this into this, this and that. Like she can go this right here. Hold on. And then like shimmy you off of it because she's super plus off of it. And Farah allows her to do things in particular that make her safe, which could be negative, but you know, whatever. Anyway, so this character is really strong with damage. All she needs is one opening, which essentially will happen, especially when she's able to play off of flight. This is kind of how like MK11 Scorpion once played a long time ago before he got nerfed. Before they made his teleporter high, he used to have a mid. So like a lot of times he would play in the sky, and if you got close to him and you whiffed the button, he would just teleport and punish you. Essentially, this is what she can do. Kung Lao does the exact same thing, but she does it way better. So it's like if you just whiff a button, I can just do boom, or I can just do this. If I don't want to spin a bar, get a combo off of it. So you're really scared to actually like whiff a button against this character. And then like her flight cancels kind of remind her of an anime fighter character, so her pressure becomes insanely plus, it becomes insanely good. And then if you get easily shimmied or you get easily opened up, then you're going to be getting hit for 50% and you're going to die. She also has a move that allows her to steal health and allow her to take a bite from you and get more health back. She's also getting health as I'm standing next to you, which is really strong. I mean, I'm losing health, but at the same time, if I have enough health and I want to chip you out, this is another way that I can chip you out. Then I can also use a cameo that can allow me to do that. She also gets good damage off of her fatal blow. She also gets good damage off of her BNB combos, and if she wants to spin a bar and optimize it, she gets more damage off of that. She also has a really good string like this right here. The only thing that I can say bad about this character is that she has a high wake up, which is like Ermac, but Ermac is also top tier as well. But that's besides the point. I think this character is very strong. She also has a really good shimmy game. She also has a really good grab game, because it's really scary to fight against this character. And luckily she doesn't get a lot of damage off of her throw. And then on top of that, she can't combo. I mean, she can't like call cameo as I'm trying to press it. She can't do it. She can't do it like everybody else. I would literally have to be in combo to do it. See how long it takes for the cameo to come out. She's like the only character I think that can't call cameo for whatever reason. I think that's the only downfall. Her, or the two downfalls are high, and then not being able to do that. So her pressure cannot always be plus, or she can't always pressure you, especially off of a grab. That's just my opinion, but she's a very strong character. She does not have any really bad matchups, except for like Liu Kang, which is also top tier. You can also say like you could say like a lot of characters in top tier give her a hard time because it stops her from like jumping basically. So like you can look at Katana, you can look at Liu Kang, you can look at Sindel, you can look at Scorpion, you can look at Homelander, you can look at Baraka, you can look at Raiko. Those characters literally stop her in the air. But other than that, all the other characters really can't stop her in the air. You could say like characters like You could say characters like Peacemaker. You could say characters like Quan Chi, but they also aren't that quick to deal with her. She can bait them. Like she can come forward and she can back up. Like she can come forward like this and then back up and then bait it, and then she can punish it. There's so many things she can do to like any characters like mid or bottom tier when it comes to like anti-airing and stuff like that. She can also have a move like this, in my opinion, that's really strong. That's like 13 on block. I think also, yeah, it's 13. It was just really strong. This is essentially what Johnny was like. So this move is really good if like your opponent whips something, boom, you can catch them. Especially like if you wanted to boom and then do something like that. I never seen like Nitara play like that. That's just how I think. I think it's very strong if you play like that. But let's move on to Sindel. Sindel is really strong in my opinion. I think she's also top tier, be able to play off of her float cancel. Her float cancel is very strong because she can do things like this. Hold on, let me see. What is the string? What is the string before I... Oh yeah, there you go. She can do things like this that, like in my opinion, that's really strong. She can also like jump in the air and do it, and then she can float. It's like if I do it low enough, all that gels basically, and I can like keep pressuring you. Her pressure is really strong. Her shimmy game is really strong. Her forward one is really strong. It breaks armor. You can't really wake up against this character. She also has this move that's really strong. She also has an overhead that's not even like really. It's a special move that allows her to get Oki. Like what? She can call a cameo and then keep pressuring you and create mind games off of it. And she ends all her combos the same way. So it's insanely like that shit is busted in my opinion. She also has like she can do things like this, right? Trying not to talk too much, god damn it, and I want to eat. I'm hungry. Really quick. So like she can do like things like this and like pressure you. Hold on, I'm gonna just keep it simple. Hold on. And then I can keep pressuring you, especially like with something like that. Like things like that are really strong. You know what I mean? Like just pressuring you off of this. Like after I do this, I think she gets Oki off this string too. Yeah, she gets Oki off that. But like this string, I can cancel it and still be able to have time to keep my turn and stuff like that. It's very strong. She also has really ways to outspace you, outzone you. She also has a really good down three. Her down three is really strong, but in my opinion, a lot of people like to do this after they get a down three. You can't necessarily do that. I'll make a whole video on that. But essentially, she can do this after down three. She can also do it after this. This move is really good. She also has ways to get away from you. And then if you get hit by something like this, she can get a combo off of it. And then like she can reset you, especially like with Kano. There's other characters that she can reset you with that I've seen like with Cyrax. That's really strong. Again, she has auto footsie, auto spacing. She also has really good like zoning tools. She also has multiple cameos that she can use that help her utilize the way she wants to play. She also has this that gels. That this is really strong. I don't think you can unblock this. Even if you wanted to, she can kind of float in front of you, bait it, and still be able to take her turn. She can do forward one to kind of like bait you to armor after she does this move. Sonic Fox also proves to you that this character is very strong by utilizing her in tournament. There isn't too much to say about that character. That character is really strong, and anybody who hasn't played a strong Sindel, you're tripping. This character can play with multiple cameos and still be really strong. She has really good buttons. She has really good spacing. Everything about that. All right, let's talk about Kenshi, and then let's talk about Scorpion. Honestly, we don't really need to talk about Scorpion, but we're gonna do it anyway. Oh man, I really want to get it done in 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Come on. Come on. We can do this. All right, don't talk too much. All right, so. And I'm not clipping anything. I'm keeping everything that I'm talking about. Okay, Scorpion is really strong because his stand 2. His stand 2 is really strong. His 1-2 is really strong as well because the second hit goes super far. So if he wanted to, he can actually play all around that. In my opinion, I never see Scorpions play off of this, but this right here is insanely strong. If you learn how to play off the spacing with this character, I was going to make a video about this character on how to utilize him correctly, like the correct way, and why I think this character is really strong. But I'm going to just tell you a few things on why I think him strong. I said him strong, but you can do stand 2. You also have 1-2 that's really strong. It's good for auto spacing, auto footsies. This right here is really strong because your opponent has to respect it. Once they start respecting this move, you start doing stand 1, and then you can start grabbing. You can start shimmying them. You can start dashing up and then like doing something like this, and then like keep pressuring them or something like that. And then you can just, no. Let me see what I can do. Oh, is that? Oh, let me see something. I thought this worked. Yeah, this works. So you can kind of OS that. Hold on, because I can do this too. I don't even have to do that. Watch this. Oh, don't even get me freaky. I'm not gonna do it at all. But you can do things like that. That's really strong with this character. Now that you can cancel this, you can start doing things like this. Hold on, you can do this, and you can kind of like create mind games off this. You can also bait your opponent to think they can jump, and you can hit them with that. Man, there's just so many things you can do with Scorpion. Let me slow down. But yeah, you can do 1-2 is really good for spacing. You got 2-1. You also have stand 2 that's really strong. You also have back 1 that you can cancel now. You also have stand 2, in my opinion, that's really strong when you start creating these mind games. Stand 2 is really strong. You also have 3-3 that also looks for the third hit. You can also do stand 3 by itself, and that is strong as well. You also have 4-3 now. If 4-3-4, which has no gap, and even if they wanted to armor do that, you can also do this that breaks multiple armors in the game. There's only a few characters that can probably go through that, but it's still strong, especially for chipping out. And sometimes if they don't have enough health, you can actually kill them for trying to do that. In particular, that self is really strong. He also gets really good damage. He has multiple characters that cameos that he can play with that are really strong. He also has really strong spacing. He also has really good footsies, fundamentals. If you understand how to play with that, he becomes really strong. He has really strong mental stack. He has a really good anti-air, which is back 2. He also has really good damage into Oki. He also gets Oki off of double spear. So like if he did something like this, he's able to get like a safe jump off of that, which is strong as hell. So that itself is really strong. I'm gonna move on. Okay, so Kenshi, we all can talk about Kenshi. How stuff like this is really strong too. Whatever the combo is, whatever, right? We understand that when Sento is out, you really have to sit there and block because everything is safe, everything's plus, and everything jails. So if they wanted to, right? If they really wanted to, if he really wanted to, right? If he really wanted to like make things jail, I could literally just do this the whole game. And I'm pretty sure there's other ways that you could do it that makes it even more plus. But I can do that and frustrate you. I can start mental stacking you after I do it a couple of times, so on and so forth. He also gets good damage as well. He gets okay damage without Sento. I think like a combo, basically, he has combos like this that you can do. Meterless. That's already damn near how much Tanya gets off a meter combo. So you can also do things like this too. And you can guarantee yourself whatever the combo is, right? And whatever, right? Like you can literally do a combo. You can do a combo. Whatever combo, right? You just did 2 combos, basically. And you pulled off Sento, and people try to wake up armored, and then they get blown up for it. People try to wake up, and they don't know how to block correctly, and they get blown up for it. So it's like, this character's strong, and we already know this character's strong. He also has a full screen fatal blow, damn near. He also has one, he can throw his sword when he has a Sento stance. He also has a lot of good, he has 2 different stances, Sento, and then he has regular stances. He has really good movement. He has really good buttons. He has really good mental stacks. He has really good whiff punishing buttons. He also has a really good down 3 when he's in Sento stance. He also has really good, this screen, in my opinion, shimmies the hell out of me. I think is really strong. He also can do things like this if he wanted to, and then like he can create pressure off that. Like, hold on. And now you're in the corner. That itself is really strong. And this is what what you call it. So like, imagine if I was playing a cameo that it really made sense. Whatever, right? There isn't much to say about that character that people already don't know about that character that makes him really strong. Homelander is the same thing. You guys already know about Homelander. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Homelander is really strong because Homelander also has really good space and really good zoning. He also has a command grab that tick throws that you really can't mash. You really have to sit there and duck. He also has a really good shimmying button. He also has a restand with Janet that you really have to sit there and guess like 50-50 on some Farrah bullshit. And he's also using Farrah, but he doesn't even use Farrah really for like trying to mix you, which he essentially could, but he usually uses it for like the tick throw or the grab, which is insanely strong. And he just utilizing it for like his throw. Like what? That's just insane. But anyway, he could do things like that. He also uses her in the neutral, which is really strong. Again, he has really good spacing. He has really good buttons. The only thing that I can say bad about Homelander is his wake up's ass. He also has really good back 4 forward 4, which essentially goes even further than his down 1 and down 3 for whatever reason. He also has an anti-air laser. He also has a one that shoots out EX1 is like the active frames of it is long as hell, so even if you wanted to jump, you'll still be able to get hit by it. He also does good damage. He gets Oki off of every combo that he does. Like, come on, bro, let's not go into too much detail. And then Ermac's really strong because every situation he can put you in, he can do a lot of damage off of his 1-2 teleport, and then he can also put a shield on. The shield on allows him to be able to not to take any damage but take away his meter, so he can play last breath forever with you. He also has multiple cameos that allow him to play the game. He also has really good buttons. He also has cancels that don't take meter. He also has a lot of cancels that's -1+, and then he also has a certain cancel where he goes into the ground where he can jail off of it. If you do block it, it's not real, but you can. If you block it, it becomes safe. I think the only one that becomes safe, that's real, is stand 3 into that move in particular, and then he can gel off of it and then pressure you. He also has a lot of strength that he can combo off of, like his overhead. He can also do his low as well if you do it correctly and using the right cameo. And he can also do some crazy shit with Farrah and Sector and Janet as well. So he has multiple cameos that he can do multiple things with and create mind games. He also has a flow cancel that it can be safe if he EX it, or even if he does it raw and then he cancel it, he can damn near be safe. A lot of characters can't punish it, which is already strong. So he can bait you in so many different ways. He also has a low that kind of stuns you if he has 2 bars, and then he can combo off of into Fatal and do over 40%, which is like insanely good, especially when it's like last breath and we're both coming down to trying to make the right decision or not trying to get mixed or get blown up for a mix, like high risk, high reward. Things like that. His is really strong as well. It's almost unblockable, essentially because of the fact that he goes in the stance after like 4-4, and he can go into a low or overhead. And when you EX it, it becomes a mind game itself. Baraka essentially does what Johnny does better. I know a lot of people wanted me to talk about this, so I'm going to talk about it really quick. Havoc, we can always just say that Havoc is Havoc's pressure is insane. Havoc's buttons are insane. His down 4, down 3, back 2, 1-2. His zoning game, his the fact that he can do 4-1-2 and 2 knives and break your armor if you wanted the armor, and then he can call Trimmer. He also gets command grab combos off of Darius and Trimmer. He also has multiple ways to make himself safe. He has he gets really good damage. He also has a fatal blow that goes into the air and low that you have to gas off of and just create so many mind games as well. I think that character is really strong, and I don't think that's up for discussion. Okay, I'm going to talk about Johnny and why I don't think Johnny is top 10, because I just named all top 10 characters, and I think that Johnny and this character right here are kind of competing. If Johnny didn't get a nerf and Johnny didn't get his command grab nerf, I would literally put Johnny over Baraka. But since that happened, I'm gonna have to put Baraka over Johnny. And the reason why I put Baraka over Johnny is because Baraka does exactly what Johnny wants to do, but better. So what I mean by that is he does like stand 2 right, which is plus, or he can do strings like that and he can challenge you with a down 1, and then he can call Kano and then essentially make himself safe and rinse and repeat the same cycle. He can do things like this. He can chip you out. He can even do things like this and call Kano and make himself safe, and then he can keep pressuring you. He can outspace you. He also has moves that take when he EX them, you start taking even more chip. He also has a move where he can essentially like chip you out, and that's really strong. And he also has a really good grab game that he can grab you, and then from here he can actually jump in and then like create mind games off of his jump in. And then he has so many plus strings and he has so many ways to stagger in your face. And Kano comes back quick enough for him to be able to utilize him as much as possible. And he also has ways that he can actually outspace you if he's winning the round. He can even do things like that. This is also can be used as an anti-air. I think this is really strong as well. And then if you're going to try to anti-air this character, he can do things like this. What is this? What's the string? That right there, he can do things like this and kind of like make himself safe, or like he can call it cameo like that. Like this is really strong as well. And he's plus off of that. He can also do things like this, and that jails, and he can keep his pressure going. And so again, essentially he just does what Johnny wants to do, but better, because Johnny mind game goal is to press you. Johnny wants to do dun 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 dun, and then he wants to be able to grab you, and then he wants to also call like sector missile or whatever cameo that he's using, and continue his pressure. He wants to just be able to do things like this in your face and just oppress you and make you guess off of so many different strings. And essentially that's what Baraka does, but Baraka does it better. And since no longer Johnny can go through his gap right here with his latest nerf, like when he does things like this, Johnny no longer can do that, so Johnny has to hold it. And since Johnny has to hold it, then essentially he just a better Johnny than him. And then on top of that, right, a lot of times Johnny puts you in situations where Johnny will do all these strings and plus frames in your face, and the only thing you're going to do is try to take your turn back the fastest way you can, which is a down one. Essentially, if I do all these plus frames in your face and you down one, I can take my turn back with a 4-3 if you try to match, because it's 9 frames. So essentially I could just keep pressuring you the right way if I learn how to play the layer with you. And then when you start using high to take your turn back, this is when I start challenging with a down one. But essentially, since Baraka can do down one into special move and it jails, this matchup will be kind of hard for Johnny, just for the simple reason he could make this matchup okay if he uses Chameleon, because Chameleon makes him really strong, and he can still play the way that he wants to without all the pressuring and doing negative strings into cameo and then like keep pressuring and stuff like that. He can essentially do the same thing. He can also play from a space if he wanted to, and Baraka was trying to play at a space. He can also punish him in multiple ways. And then now that they buffed down twos, if Baraka wanted to do something like this, he essentially can't, because he can get blown up for it. Another thing that I think is kind of busted is even if I mistime this, right? So like I'm gonna do it myself. But if I didn't want to take the damage, right? Like if I was to, if I wanted to do something like this, that's God damn it. I want to be done with this. Okay, so if he wanted to do something like this, okay. If I wanted to block halfway through this, you see that? That's not punishable, by the way. That's not punishable. That's not punishable. Like if I just wanted to sit here and take it, I can't punish that. I can't. It's safe. And I think this is like the only thing that's busted, because most characters that do things like this and they get blown up for it, they can die from it. I know it says punish right here, but if I do it correctly, which I essentially didn't, I was just trying to prove it to you guys. But if I did it, if I did it, it's the EX version. Yeah, so essentially I was always going to be safe if I do the EX version. But if I do the regular version into it and it makes me restand, I'm safe. It's -5. I already tested it out. In the corner is just weird, but if I do it, it's -5. I don't know about this -7, -8, but it's -5, and I tested it out for the longest, and I did it correctly over and over. So if you just sat here and try to like take the hit or whatever, and then try to punish him for it, you can't. If you were like Lee May, maybe. I'm not sure. I would probably have to lab that. I haven't labbed Lee May, but if you wanted to take that hit, you could, and then probably punish him or something like that. But that's my opinion on why I think that Johnny is not top 10. He could be right outside top 10, but all the characters in the top 10 do a good job or do what Johnny wants to do better. I also think that Katana actually does a really good job against Johnny. I think we haven't seen much of it though, because there isn't a lot of like katanas that know how to play off of that. That's just my opinion. Also too, I know you guys are probably saying like Tanya is top 10. There's no way that Tanya is top 10 because again, like I said, she goes 5-5 with the whole cast, and then on top of that, all the characters in top 10 all do a better job of what Tanya wants to do. Essentially Katana. And then on top of that, I think Baraka actually beats Tanya. I also think Homelander beats Tanya. I also think that Scorpion beats Tanya. I also think that Kenshi beats Tanya. I also think Liu Kang beats Tanya. I also think that a good Nitara can beat Tanya. I also think that Ermac beats Tanya. I think she gives him a run for his money. Like I said, they're 5-5 matchups, so they look close. But in my opinion, I think they're always going to come out at the top because they're very strong characters and they have a lot of things, a lot of tools to beat these characters. And on top of that, Tanya doesn't get a lot of damage off of her. Like if she wanted to do like 1, 2, and 2 like teleport, even if the EX version, she's not getting a lot of damage off of it. And then on top of that, a lot of things that I was talking about is like Tanya, if Tanya doesn't have meter and she uses 4-2 and she opens up with 4-2, she's not getting a lot of damage off of it. Or she's going to do a spin drill kick, or she's going to do the low move, and then she's just going to keep pressuring you. She's not getting a lot of damage off of it. So even though she's getting her spin kick removed or whatever, she's still going to be a strong character just because of her 4-2, and then that it doesn't have a lot of gas. If they change all that, she'll definitely be a lower tier character, because that's the only thing that makes this character really strong. And if you take that away from her, she's not gonna be, she's gonna be non-existing or non-playable, and she's just gonna be like Peacemaker, in my opinion. But that's about it. I'm done rambling. I already made this a 40 minutes, and I try to avoid 40 minutes, but that's about it. If you guys have any constructive criticism that you would like to say, I'm all ears. But if you just want to sit here and say something like, oh, this sucks, or it doesn't matter, or that doesn't make sense, then just consider yourself like non-existent. I'm not replying to that bullshit. Nobody got time for that shit. I do all this because I enjoy it. I'm not doing this for fame. I'm not doing this for attention. I'm not doing this for anything but for you guys. I hope you guys get better at the game and enjoy the game. That's all I got to say. It's your boy Jay-Z Bottom Lip. I'm out. Have a good day.